Welcome back. It is time for more blueprints. And it's time to start the second day of walking around in the manor. So let's see how well it goes. Alright, so there is a lot of stuff we can do outside. And there's a fence over there that is closed and I don't know how to open it. And I did not fully explore the tunnel. But otherwise there doesn't appear to be a lot for me to do currently. These are still the same, and now I know sort of the point of the game. Nothing new there. Nothing new there. So I guess I'll do similar to last time. But now I also do know more about how the rooms work and everything, so it should be fine. Even though a storeroom would be nice to just have those assets right now, immediately, I think a hallway is going to be a lot more flexible and thus nicer. Oh, doors in the west wing are more likely to be locked. That is very valuable information. Let's go to the... Oh, and here we can both have the parlor, but we can also immediately get the utility closet. I think the utility closet is better to get immediately. Because it will allow me to turn off the keycard entry system. I can turn off the light in the garage. Now, I don't know those colors yet. But this feels like a pretty solid start already. I don't feel like... I feel like I can be relatively greedy early on with these ending rooms. But the bedroom is not an ending room, it just lets me go there. And I don't think I need to do the bedroom right now. I don't need the extra step. So it's either about the den or the nook. And the nook lets me go to that spot. So I think I'm gonna go for the nook. And here, very importantly, we have the trunk, which I do want to use a sledgehammer on and not my actual key. A closet's fine, a den would be fine, a guest bedroom would also be fine. I think a closet is better though, because items is what I need early on. I mean... Is that it? Sure, a key is nice, but... And a gem is nice too, but... Oh well. I'll have it mentally noted down that the trunk is... in the nook. Should be fairly accessible if I find the sledgehammer early. I could also use one of the keys, but I feel like it's better to use the sledgehammer. Yeah, and I don't know what the starlight does. That is one question I actually don't know, but I do think it's a spare room just so I can actually fully utilize the map. It doesn't look like there's anything this time either to actually interact with. Bedroom. I feel like I don't have money, so the kitchen, an early kitchen, I don't really see a point of. So now I just get basically a free room, stepwise. Oh. A coin purse. So I get some interest each time for every third coin I collect. That is practical. Greetings from Reddington. I know I noted I did never take a picture of it, so I guess I might as well. I never really properly made a table either. Or like a mind map of all the clues. Otherwise, there doesn't really seem to be much to interact with. All of these are actually pretty decent. I might actually go for the guest bedroom. I don't know really what it means to spread diamonds in each green room. Like maybe it means that there will always be a gem in a green room. But I feel like the guest bedroom might as well. Yeah. So let's see if there's anything. Oh gosh, there's text here. A random gem. Don't mind if I do. Alright. Sinclair, just wanted to write you a quick note thanking you for the weekend. I had a thrilling time on the hunt with Lord Evanson, whose peculiar personality somewhat made up for your own absence. I also got to appreciate your new game in the billiard room. It's been ages since I've seen the billiard room in the house. I was beginning to suspect you retired the floor plan. It was well worth the wait though, as I always enjoyed the mathematical puzzles and appreciated that I didn't need to know the rules of darts to play your variation. Hoping your health improves shortly. Okay, maybe this unlocks the billiard room, but I'm really interested because it's a mathematical puzzle. Otherwise, this feels pretty good. Like, I've done all of this, I've unlocked like 7 rooms, and I've turned off the some of the key cards, all in a matter of 0 steps. Don't want to do a chapel. Corridor is always left unlocked. I don't have a choice but a corridor. Not that I really minded. There doesn't really appear to be anything to interact with. There are a few fedoras that I wonder if they have anything to do with anything. So it's a commissary, kitchen, or den. I would really like to go strive towards the left a bit, which I can with the commissary. So I think I'm gonna go for that. It also is a new room that lets me learn new stuff. Arcane machine. Oh, this feels... I mean, is this not just... This feels too puzzly to not be worth anything, so I'm just gonna... save it. Oh gosh. The commissary will be closed from day 12 to day 16. Oh, so we are expected to play these a lot of days. So with the road, without fishing rod. Okay. Effective the first week of December, payroll for all live-out and seasonal staff will be managed electronically. That's your attendance. Will no longer be registered at morning roll call. It is doubly important that you do not fail to clock in and out at one of the electronic computer terminals on the estate. 2 of these terminals can be found in security, where the punch clock used to be, and in a laboratory. Any questions or concerns regarding the process should be directed, as always, to our house manager, Mrs. Babbage. Then we have the terminal password again. I think it's SWA, but I don't know what it would be. So for 3 coins I can buy a gem. For 4 coins I can buy a magnifying glass, and I don't know what that does. I can buy a shovel, that I do know I need. Hello, Pastor. How's the gaming? I mean, I just started, so currently I've only done day 1, and I feel like I have been able to understand a lot about the game. Like, I do think I generally have I know the general gist of it. Now I just need to actually explore, which is gonna take some time. Now we'll see how long I actually do stream, because unfortunately my situation, my health has worsened since since Tuesday. Is this game like some sort of roguelike? Was thinking the puzzle pieces on map thingy that if you fail you start again? No, it's not like that. It is actually quite interesting how it works. So essentially it's a game that is all about, I mean, I guess it is a roguelike in the sense that at the start of every day you start from scratch, but what you are looking for every day is not a power-up or anything, it is information. And that information doesn't get reset. The entire point of the game seems currently to be that I play through the days, I get these rooms, I get pieces of clues, and I get puzzles, and I need to continue throughout the day and through several days to gather all of the information I need in order to solve the puzzles that are in some of the rooms. Yeah, like in the boudoir room, there is a safe, and I don't have the number combination for that safe, but that is a number combination that I am going to be able to find in some way in other rooms. I just have to play and find them by being observant. Now, apart from just being indoors, there is an outdoors as well, but I'm not going to touch that currently because it does seem rather locked for me. I know, I hope you have a better time there at some point. I guess I knew there's one pile of dots. Thank you for the dots. Not sure how they help, but it's the thought that counts. Keycard access are more likely to... Yeah. So this is the security room. I found this last time as well. It is really, really nice in the sense that it lets us change security settings. Now, we are trying to find a password to log into the network. We have it like scratched out, and I don't believe we are supposed to fully be able to read it out from the scratch, although we probably could. So yeah. And here we can also see what items we've missed in the rooms we have collected so far. Now I do know about the trunk. I'm looking for the sledgehammer because I don't want to use the key on it. And here as well on the keycard settings, I can both change offline mode so it's unlocked when there's no power, which is what I've already done in the breaker box. And I can also set the security level so I require, well, less security when I move onwards. I do think I want to go here left side immediately and hope I get a dead end room. I like the laundry room, but I don't have a coin for it. Or I don't have money for it. Launder currency does not sound good. But yeah, Poster, I hope you've had a nice Thursday. The weekend's coming up, so that should be nice, hopefully, for you. Otherwise, currently, yeah. Not really a lot to do, it's just a Thursday after all. I mean, I have no choice really but to go with the pantry, but this is actually a bit scary. Oh, banana. I mean, I do like rainy days, Poster. I would not mind if it rained a bit more here. It's finally starting to become a bit like summery. Like, the temperature is rising upwards. We've had one day where it's 17 degrees, which is very nice. I would prefer around 15, but 17 is close enough. But rain is also nice. I don't know why, but the smell of wet tarmac after it's been very dry, I really enjoy it. I find it soothing. I know it's probably toxic, but I do enjoy that. So yeah, I got some coins, I got a banana, and that note I've already noted down in my notepad or obsidian to the left. And okay, garage is something I'm gonna need in the future, but nice that we were able to unlock the West Wing Hall so we can actually continue onwards and upwards. Oh gosh, this is probably something I'll want to register in my notes. I used to like rain, but now it just feels wet and cold, but it still sounds relaxing. I mean, it is the sound I am after. Like, yes, it gets a bit cold, but I can fix that with a blanket or with my loafers, I believe is the English term. And the wetness, well, I'm inside. I play games. I play games and I program. I'm not gonna get wet inside. Staff notice. Out of respect for the late Lady Clara Epstein, the West Wing will be closed until further notice. While the floor plans associated with this wing have not been removed from the pool, we ask that staff members refrain from drafting them during this period of mourning. That's unfortunate. But I don't know how that is going to be useful information, but it is probably going to be useful information. Storeroom because it's a dead end. I still have not come across drafting a same room twice. That does not mean it is impossible, so still that chicken. So I'm going to presume it is possible, but very unlikely until the later stages to actually draft the same room twice. Which is why I'm trying to get these corner rooms into corners. There doesn't really seem to be anything for me to interact with there. So I really want something that turns forwards or to the right. The parlor does that, or I could go for the dining room. That does both. I think even though the parlor has a puzzle, I've done that puzzle in the past, I think the dining room is better because at least it will give me 2 exits, so even if one of them gets screwed up, I am not dead. Because ultimately I need to explore the house, I need to explore... Car key is good for the garage. I need to explore the house, I need to explore the rooms, and I can only do that if I'm allowed to continue, so that should be my main priority, really. So let's continue to go a bit... should I go sideways or deep? Let's go forwards. Oh, it's a locked door, but I do have 3 keys. Okay, anyway. 7 locked doors. But what's the point? Oh, one of the side doors actually leads out. Ooh. Package will be delivered here the day after drafting this room. I don't think I actually drafted it last time. This room counts as 2 bedrooms. I mean, that could work. So it's either the Great Hall or the mailroom, but I think it's the Great Hall because it will allow me to go forward. This is going to be locked, but I am expecting that. And the courtyard is actually pretty good. I don't have the shovel yet. Oh no, wait, can I use the shovel? Yeah, nice. Because I should be able to shovel these. Oh, this is just gonna be a treasure, isn't it? It's gonna be absolutely... Oh yeah, that is really nice. I've been able to up my loot game so much now. Let's see if we can get a dead end. Yeah, I guess I'll use a key. A dead end like the nursery. Whenever you draft a bedroom, gain 5 steps. Which is really nice. Because there are several rooms that counts as bedrooms, even though I wouldn't class them as bedrooms. Okay, so... And there we have... Oh, now we are starting to have overlapping puzzle pieces. So in the kitchen, I was able to find 5... What did it say? 5 bananas, 5 apples, 5 oranges? Yeah. So I'm going to guess that is potentially what is somewhere in these rooms. They are randomly generated, those 15 fruits. Maybe I'm supposed to eat them all, I don't know. But the Red Prince is a book, and Marion Marigold is an author I am very familiar with because in the archives on day 1 I was able to get a bunch of newspaper clippings of this particular book, but also more particularly about this author. So I'm going to guess that this is very crucial. So the problem is, do I screenshot the entire thing? I think I do want to screenshot this because there's obviously been some form of importance put onto this author and book. There was a red prince who sat on a red throne. He had a red crown made of rubies and a red castle made of stone. The prince had a love for all things red. It's the only true color, the prince often said. I'm going to guess that maybe it is going to be related to some of the stuff we see in the pictures. I wouldn't be surprised. He could not stand the sight of a canary or a crow. He could not stand the wide of a swan in the snow. and he never looked up for fear of the view. He had heard that the sky was not a red hue, so he always had a book to turn his eyes down, if it was ever outside when the clouds weren't around. And do you know which book the prince always had? The one that made him happy whenever he was sad? The story he had read in the bath and the bed, and maybe you can guess with the clues that we've said. Oh, did I just accidentally close it before? It was the story of a boy who also wore red, and he looked like our prince from his toes to his head. And as you, my reader, might always assume, this book is quite near you, in fact, in the same room. A story about you, if it needs to be said, about a red prince and his book, a red book we just read. So yeah, I do recognize that this was probably gonna have some form of meaning. This is potentially outside in the garden that is locked. The red castle could potentially be. I noticed at the end of the day one that it said red house or something, probably because I had a majority red rooms, or in the most amount of color, like there were more red rooms than any other color rooms. So that might be that if you have a red house, that gate opens and maybe you need to follow his path. Maybe. It read in the bath and in the bed, so I will probably need to find a lavatory. The clues that we had said, it also were read from his toes to his head, and I assume that this book will affect the same room. The story about you, if it needs to be said, about a red prince and his book, the red book you just read. So I'm going to guess exactly that book is crucial. But so far, I have not unlocked the other rooms that would be associated with the story. So I'm making progress at least. It does feel bad that I'm using so many keys right now. And the boudoir, maybe. I think the office would be nicer, but I don't have the gems required, so I will have to go for the wine cellar. I did get a wine cellar as my last room last time, but I don't remember ever finding anything, and I do think that is... You surely need a crowbar or a crow in a bar. There is a crowbar, but... He didn't like crows, and he didn't... What was the other thing? What was the other bird? Canary. I don't know where that would be, or like what a cannery would be. But crowbar is something I could get. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the garage. Even though the lavatory does have the bath, I don't want the red rooms. The garage, I do have the garage keys. It will give me more keys, so I can use the dining hall. So this should be... Okay, this one, it has a different lighting on it, which makes me think this is something I'm going to be able to utilize later. Maybe if I have keys. So let's try to find the keys before I really search the room further. I found the keys. Oh, now that is interesting. Swan Song. That is probably the password for the terminal, Swan Song. That is... He didn't like the swan in the story. Yeah, he could not stand the white. Okay. Christoph, this is the third time this month you and the car have been gone when your services were required. I don't care how long you have been driving for, His Lordship. Your absence must be accounted for, Mrs. Babbage. So can I open this now? No. Should probably increase the game audio. It is actually rather quiet. Oh, nice. So that is something I can go to the security room. Like, I have a lot of incentive right now to go to the security room. Again. Oh gosh. This font is so hard to read. The drop-off address is 14227 Sandy Heights. Small garage on the south edge of Trinsdale. The goods are already secure and in the trunk, so just unload and get back here before noon. I've seen Sinclair's schedule and I don't think he'll be requesting the car today, but you never know when the cat will want to get some air. Tomorrow will likely be the last delivery, and I believe Daniel already has payment ready. Okay. Can I open this door as well? No, I can't. So I can go outside. Do I want to go outside? Yeah, I will lose steps. But there's a ladder. West path. This one could have been anywhere here, really. Oh, because it also says west path, that means there is going to be an east path. I get the garage on the other end. Okay, I do appreciate it, and that is not too large. I finally got to be out here. Because this was locked before. Oh, so I never could unlock it from the other side. It's permanently unlocked. Okay, my first permanent change. Lovely. And I've seen rooms down there, so I know this is going to be absolutely large. Oh! Shelter protects you from the negative effects of the next 3 red rooms drafted. Oh, that would be nice. But I think special items is something I'm gonna go for, like a sledgehammer. Absolutely perfect. And a lockpick. I do like special items as well. Bowser, you're a special person. So, given what I've been able to find here, that I have the sledgehammer, I do believe what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to walk back and break open the thing in the nook, the trunk in the nook. It's going to take some steps, but I think that is going to be alright. The lockpick kit is also really nice. Yeah. The die are going to be absolutely invaluable, and the coins are going to be a nice addition as well. I don't think I need to go there, but I do know now that Swan Song is the... So now the question is, do I go from the outside back into the garage? Or do I progress naturally? Or how are you... I think... Because I would do 1, 2, 3... I do want to go to the security room, so I do think it's just faster to just walk over to the security room. I do have a lot more coins as well. I already have a shovel, so I can buy the magnifying glass. Oh no. The fact that you can do that worries me greatly. Nice. Okay, how is the storeroom going to be upgraded? We will now have the chance to permanently enhance this room to one of the 3 different upgraded floor plans. Okay, so more coins, more keys, or more gems. I think I'm gonna go with the more gems because a lot of the good rooms are gem bound later on. And the keys can somewhat be circumvented, like how I just got the lockpicking kit. Now let's try to actually go onto the network. And yeah, Poster, this is kind of like what I meant with how your information never really gets reset and how it's kind of scattered everywhere. Like the password for the network was in the garage and you found it on the car. It wasn't obvious, you had to kind of deduce. Okay, let's do glossary of a few terms. Rooms are considered adjoined if they are connected to each other via doorway. Makes sense. And archive plans are hidden. Notice that one of the most common types of rooms, bedrooms, are typically used for resting and regaining steps and are identified by the violet borders. So all violet borders are... A blessing is a persistent benefit that lasts for several days, typically bestowed from shrine after offering of gold. I have not encountered that. You may call it a day at any time. Violet for bedrooms, orange for hallways, green for green rooms, yellow for shops, red for red rooms, and blue for blueprints, which is just generic. So many glossaries, but I don't think I... Wait, what the heck? In the commissary place may I find an arcade cabinet for the popular game Dirigy Blocks. To the dismay of board members of the staff, the cabinet has not been in the working order for the last several years. Although the game is not currently accessible, it is scheduled to be added in a future patch. Nice. My puzzle gaming power feels low on now these days, but watching someone doing so works fine for me. I mean, if it works for you, it works for me. Let's see, are any of these... I don't think there are any of these I'm interested in. Nope. So now the... Okay, so what can I do here? Data transfer from Sync A are currently not available. Okay. Electronic mail. The permission of this terminal do not allow access to the electronic mail. Currently, this feature can only be accessed via the terminal located in the office. Right? Remote terminal access. It is possible to connect to other active terminals elsewhere in the estate using remote terminal access. Yep. Oh. Okay, staff services. Punch in and out. Special orders. If you would like to get a specific brand of gum or your favorite fruit, the commissary is now taking special orders for all members of the staff. Special orders can take a few. Okay, this is interesting. Punch in and out. This service has been temporarily disabled as of November 4th. All work has been suspended at Mount Holly and all domestic staff has been placed on an extended paid leave in accordance with the instruction left by the old man himself. See Mrs. Basham. Right? Staff announcements. I don't think anyone else has access to this network this month except you, Simon, so if you're reading this, just know we're all rooting for you. Okay, and Simon, we are Simon. So this is interesting. Special orders. I don't know what some of these do. I'm gonna go with a brass compass. Because I don't know what it does. Alright. That's good. That's very good. I need to go into the pantry. Wait. Was this magnifying glass supposed to be another way of me getting Swan Song from those memos? Like, pieces of paper? Or is there going to be like hidden text? Because if it's not gonna show me hidden text, I don't see how the magnifying glass is actually gonna be useful. I have a full... The game is running in 4K, like... I have all the details I need. Alright, so Great Hall, and let's see... Do you need to have it against some light? I don't know, because I can't move it around the notes. I'm gonna presume I don't need that. Okay, this door is locked. It was a dead end. Lockpick kit. Alright, so this was the correct room. Color would be dead end, so I'd need to go with the rumpus room. I always think these are creepy. Checkers, backgammon. It's supposed to be loads of coins. That is really nice. Oh gosh, I feel like I'm gonna need to listen to him carefully.
And, as it was foretold, I am awakened at the sound of a dropping coin.
This is ominous.
You find yourself face to face with the great Alzara. And I suspect you wish me to look into your future. The image is becoming clear. I see a boy standing on a shore of white sand. He is looking for something he was told he would not find. I see a black cat tied to a red flag. I hear the wind blowing, but the flag does not stir. I see a door marked by a rogue moon. A door that is always locked, yet has no key. It is the door you have been searching for, yet will not find. A lost room beyond the dark waters. What you have heard here has been foreseen by the great Alzara. Until the dawn of the following day, I will have nothing more to say.
Okay, so I'm going to believe that he was basically talking about room 46. So it is it's a lost room, but beyond waters. It's going to have an activation requirement, which I already knew, but it's good to know that it's going to be like in a cave, it looked like, beyond waters as well. So I need to get across the river or stream. And I also need to find a cat and a red flag, and the red flag looked like it was like a cardboard or something like stiff. And then I also need, before all of that, to probably get my way down to the beach. And I have no choice but to do the drawing room. So I'm getting more and more info. Slowly but surely I am able to do things with the information I've been given. Nice. Someone to ban. I'm going to presume, like, the moon, it feels like that is going to be... Like, there is going to be some piece of paper I need a magnifying glass for, and I don't know why I associate a moon with that, because that feels pretty odd. And I'm going to have dinner in the dining room pretty soon, actually, as soon as I open that door, which is really nice. I would like an aquarium before that, though, because that will give me 10 extra steps. Oh, nice. Yeah. So the question is it gonna be the same? Now comes another difficult part, I would actually argue. I have in the I don't think it was the archives, I think it was in the workshop. I was able to see one of these. Oh, okay, so the blue box has the solution. The blue box has the key and the thing in it. It has, I believe it was gems. No, I can't say, because I do remember from the workshop. Let me look at my notes. Yeah, in the workshop I was able to find a diagram of these boxes, and it said the true box does not always contain the prize. Which makes... Now, however, that is contradicting the letter, because the letter says the other two are going to be empty. So it can't be anything like what I'm thinking with how it was phrased. If it was phrased, the only one box has a prize within, the other two do not, then you could argue still that the diamonds are not the prize, and thus the box with the diamonds is just one of those two other boxes, and that it is not the one with the prize in it. However, do I risk, with 0 gems, I keep switching between gems and diamonds, do I, with 0 gems, open one of these incorrect boxes that doesn't have the treasure? Just to see if I am able to find it. But it says the true box does not always. So does that mean it wants me to open the black box because this is the liar box? Or this is the one lying right now? But it said does not always. Does that mean that there is going to be another clue as to whether or not this is one of those times where it's fortunate enough? I'm going to open it, going by what I saw in the workshop. Hopefully it's not empty. It's empty. Okay, so I don't know what the clue in the workbox... Or I'm not sure what the clue in the workshop was actually referring to then. Or if there is going to be obvious that it is now referring to... that is referring to one of the times where I'm supposed to go for the liar box. I should have tried a lockpick kit. Gosh, these are all so bad. I mean, walk-in closet is nice, but I don't have a gem requirement. So I guess I'm gonna do one of my I mean, actually, I could go for a laboratory. It doesn't have a negative effect, it's just a... But I don't know why it's a red room. And that was the chime. H. Sinclair. The dinner is served. So is that why it's a red room? Because it's just a dead end with absolutely nothing in it? Like, this is not a clue. There doesn't seem to be anything I can actually interact with here. Can't close the drapes. Can't wash my hands. I guess that is why the lavatory is like that. So I want to go through the rumpus hall. And then the dinner is served. Oh, this time it was the showroom it wanted me, so it is depends on what meal I'm getting, and that requires me to have the kitchen to know which meal I'm going to have. That is useful information. So I have a boudoir, a workshop, showroom. Can't actually utilize that. So the question is, do I want to go for the boudoir or do I go for the workshop? I still don't have a numerical combination for the boudoir, but it will give me more steps. Trying to figure out. Can I even combine anything with the current items I have? I mean, maybe I can, so maybe it's worth going for the workshop. Is the item uses with the prompt like use key, use sledgehammer, or is there any tinkering and stuff? No, they automatically come up. When it comes to the use key, that is because the door is locked, so it will just automatically prompt you to use a key. Use the sledgehammer, it's only been used on the trunk so far, and that is just left click the trunk, but you could see that my cursor switched to a sledgehammer when I was hovering over the trunk's lock. Alright, so do I go for the workshop or do I go for the boudoir? Because of the antechamber, a workshop does lock me. The antechamber is always unlocked. So I might want to go for a boudoir, even though that is a waste of space. So here we have the wonderful boudoir, and we have a safe here, and I just don't know. I just don't know the combination. Sinka is something I recognize though. It was in the memo in the garage, but I don't think there's anything I can do. This one I have suspected that this image is going to give me some form of clue later, but I just don't know what is going to require it right now. Like, we do see the safe here, so yeah, but I don't see any number combinations in this. But it could be the what I thought last time, that it's going to be about counting something in particular. With that said, let's go here and let's hope I don't get screwed over. I got screwed over. I think I can afford to redraw. I mean, I only have one choice if I don't want to reroll, but I don't think I want to reroll. Whenever items would be spread throughout the house, they are placed in this room instead. So that is what so spreading is something that requires other rooms to already exist. That is good to know. Oh, a keycard. That is very, very, very useful. Spreading items. Some special rooms allow you to spread items throughout your house. When items are spread, they are immediately placed in several of the rooms currently on your estate. However, if you have a conference room, spread items are gathered in that room instead. Okay, so spread is useless until I have already more rooms. So spread rooms are something I want late game. And there we have the safe code. In the room I drafted from the boudoir. Oh gosh, does everybody have notes? No. It looks non-noteworthy. Reminder, after meeting adjourns, take all conference notes and place them in the office safe. So the office safe... That is interesting, that the office safe has those things. So that... But will this also work for the boudoir? 9083, let's try. I'm wasting two... I mean, it's not really wasting, but it's using 2 steps. 9083. No, so that is for the office. It is for the safe in the office. Exclusively. That is something I should note. Oh, thank goodness I was actually able to open it. This is not looking good for me. I would love this, but I don't have... Do I gamble with the redraw? I mean, I have a lot of coins. I could go for the chapel. I have enough money to actually afford that. But let's do this as well. Yeah, that one's just locked in, so I'm just gonna go for bunk. So I've gathered 4 bananas out of the 5. Maybe it is randomized per day which of the fruits is gonna be everywhere. So many potential items. And interactables. Today is a good day because Simon is at camp and he's not as much fun as my friends. Rude. I will not have to share my toys and I will not have to share my room and I will not have to share my snacks. Having a younger brother is not as much fun as they told me it would be, but today will be a good day. Herbie is mean and really stupid and today is a good day because I threw away his airplane. Okay. I also had more fun at camp than he has had in his entire life, so this is me writing. Today is a good day because I got my brother in trouble for reading my private journal without my permission and writing mean things in it too. He also threw my model airplane in the bushes outside, but I got it back, and if he does it again, he will not get to go to the park on Friday, and I will make sure he gets no presents for his birthday. I don't need my presents because I am my brother's book because he won't stop writing about me, and today is a good day because I know he cries when he can't find his book even though he is older. He is a crybaby. Today is a good day because today my brother returns from college and I get to finally return him the book I took from him a long time ago. Hopefully you find it as hilarious as I do. I honestly have no idea how we survived sharing a room. All things being said, I wouldn't have had it any other way. I still would rather have had a sister. Congrats on the diploma and welcome home. I don't know if there's a clue in there. It didn't seem like anything, really. How is the pet still alive? Right, because the boldness is today, stupid. Today, if it does, not. Today is a good day. Like, it doesn't seem like there is anything hidden there. Let's actually go into the chapel. And the chapel seems to continuously, or once again, not have anything of value. It's a red room after all. Right. Lockpick. Nice. Oh gosh. If I go to the maid's chamber, I will go to the antechamber and I will finally be able to figure out what that is. I don't think the debuff actually will impact me for a lot. Redrawing does not guarantee that I will get something that goes to the left, so I'm gonna go with the maid's chamber. From his root meaning the room before, all signs before this mysterious sealed room resting on the knife may prove, however, quite an initial challenge to even reach, let alone enter. Still, not help but draw a connection between this room. Okay, so I was not lucky enough to be able to enter the antechamber. It did say it was unlocked, but I'm going to guess what that means is just one of these 4 entrances will at any given day be unlocked. So maybe the one blocked by the conference room is the one that is open, maybe it is the left one that is open. Or maybe it is the one on the back, and the one on the back is interesting, but that still means I'm going to need to be lucky. Which is never a good sign. Aquarium would be nice, but I don't have the gem, so I'm gonna go for the workshop. This stone tablet still says L. I've already screenshotted you. I now have a broken lever. Otherwise, I don't think there is anything here for me to gather. And there we have this one again. This does not always contain, the true box does not always contain the right price. Now the question is, how can I combine? Like, what can I combine the broken lever with? I mean, I know this is going to be green. Okay, so none of the things I have can be used like that, but these two work, but not with any of the things I have. Can I combine a key card with anything? No. Magnifying glass with anything? No. Coin purse with anything? No. Sledgehammer? Only the broken lever. Shovel? Only the broken lever. Lockpick? No. So I am missing something. I mean, I don't really have a choice, and I don't care that much that I can't see things in the dark room. It will be a gamble regardless. Okay, so that is just a flat no. I'm just gonna go with the very left one because there's... Oh! The billiard room! And it is not a dead end as well. That is awesome. I get to do the maths puzzle. Just like I wanted me to do. So it was involving darts. I know that. Is this a clue? It doesn't feel like a clue. Can I interact? Can't interact with any of them. Alright, so let's... Oh, wait, what? Okay. No numbers shown up. So, what is it? 17 unlocked that. Is 20 a reset? No, I'm looking for a particular order. No, it did not want me to do 1. So this is the first step. I have a 1 and a 2. Does that mean it wants me to do 3? Okay. 12, and then we have a 10. And maybe that means it's minus, which would mean I'm going for the 2. Okay, 15 minus 6, that is 9. Then we have 2 and 6. We have done plus, we've done minus, so I'm going to presume this is multiplication. And 2 times 6 is 18. It is not that. So we have 1 plus 2, we have 3. 2. 9. I should probably write down this number sequence. Okay, so is it division? Because then it will be 3 again. No, it's not. Okay, so this time let's actually write down. 17... 3... And this was a 9. So, okay, what can this mean then? It's not... It could be addition again would feel wrong. So maybe it means that I need to multiply this by 2 or like divide it by 2. If we assume it's multiplied by 2, because this was plus after all, then we have 12 plus 2, which would be 14, which is not correct. Okay, so what can this else do? I'm going to assume, okay, let's try just addition again. It is not addition. Alright, so that is not it. What can it be then? It's not multiplication. It's not division. It's not addition. It's not multiply this by 2. I mean, multiply by 2 would be a fairly arbitrary thing to do. So what could this be then? Plus minus multiplication, blah blah blah. Are these any help? I don't see that they are any help. I mean, I don't see why this would not be multiplication, and that would be 12, but 12 is wrong. Wait, I thought it did multiplication. Did I Okay. Now comes order of operations. I'm going to presume we move from the inside, which means we have 12 minus 7, which is 5, times 4, which is 20. Silver key. Unlocking a door with a silver key leads to a room with many doors. That is interesting. Freezes your accounts. Your coins and gems amounts will not be reset at the end of the day, and they cannot be adjusted or used. That would be nice if I had any gems. So the East Wing hallway doesn't seem to have anything at all, and that bothers me. That it doesn't have anything. Let's do the oops. Check one item and retrieve it another day. The problem with code check is actually what item would I want to... I don't really think I need the car keys anymore. I don't think... I mean, the keycard would be the only one. Broken lever could... the lockpick is probably the only one that would be nice to have early on. Shovel could also be nice. Yeah, no, a silver key. A silver key, I don't know what it does though. So should I redraw? I'm gonna redraw. I will lose a few more steps, but I feel like that's fine because I can just go in this direction first. I'm not going to go in that direction. I'm not going to waste a silver key on that. The foundation. Okay, I can't fall down there. So it does not reset every day. Which means that is now permanently mined. Pretty weird room to have in the middle of your house, honestly. What would I need to do to lower it? Actually, there is supposed to be an... No, it's not. There's not supposed to be an entrance. Or an exit there. But I wonder what's the point of that? Maybe it can actually lower me down there, and that is how I ultimately get into the cave I saw for room 46. So that means I need to figure out how to lower the elevator. Okay, very good to know. Unfortunately, I'll just have to go for the mail room. It will become the end of the day, pretty much. Order placed. Oh, seems to be lots of stuff from the same few companies. Simon P. Jones. Hey, buddy. Oh, gosh. How many pages? Okay, not that many pages. It's from Dad. Maybe some of those numbers are going to mean something. Hey buddy, how's it going there in that big house? I think most people would be pretty scared being alone for this length of time, but I have a feeling you're doing just fine. I imagine you're happy as a clam, perfectly content on the estate with the exploration and opportunities for adventure that present themselves each day. As I'm writing this, you're currently in the garage packing the tent. I wanted to try to post this letter before we depart tomorrow so that it has a chance to arrive during your first few days. There's so much I want to say, and I'm sure I'll forget to tell you Friday night. Sometimes it's easier for me to just jot this stuff down. You're yelling at me right now to come bring you a pillowcase. Hold on a second, I'll be right back. I can tell you're really excited, but I think you might feel a little guilty about being so happy the day after the funeral. Believe me, I know how long Uncle Herbert worked on setting this up for you, and I know from our conversations just how much happiness this final project brought him. So do us both a favor and be excited. The house really is amazing. I know it's been almost 7 years since we were last up there, and I'm really curious to hear just how much you remember from those summer trips. You've always been smarter than me at this kind of thing, so I'm not sure how much guidance or inspiration I can offer before your trip that will actually be useful to you. Despite my best intentions, I'm not sure that on Friday I'll end up leaving you with a few of my overused cliche expressions when we say farewell. Later, alligator. Dad. P.S. Get some sleep each night and don't spend all your time each day playing Dirigi blocks. Nice. Some more backstory. So now I do want this room pretty early next time and hope I just get it. And we have 2 important documents here. Please return all correspondence. Just gonna quickly... Oh, well, okay, I could actually see the text. Please return all correspondence and packages addressed to Denny Vane to sender as he no longer is employed. Did they ever prove he was the one that stole the Baron's mail? Utility room fuse box, and this is also one really critical thing I've wanted. More detailed instructions will be sent by electronic mail to the address client has provided. Press any button to above to activate blue. Press a blue indicator next to a red indicator to activate purple. 5 purple indicators are needed to activate the 6th. What's the point? What's the point? Because I was unlucky with my room drafts there. I am actually going to use the silver key here to see what it does as well. Adds locker room sauna and pump pool to today's draft. Oh, that would be nice, a pool. A gallery and a library. Discover less common floor plans while drafting in the library. This one is just a dead end into a dark room. So I'm gonna go with the gallery because it has a puzzle in it. I hated this. I mean, this is definitely related to the puzzle because I can interact with it. 2 guys there. Christopher Manson, acrylic and oil on canvas. Dummy thick. BWFE. So I'm supposed to spell something, and the question is just what am I... I'm going to presume I'm going to spell something But this is also Christopher Manson, acrylic and oil on canvas collection of Mount Holly. Okay. This is also Christopher Manson. Alright, this is interesting. I'm just gonna unlock this, because why not? Oh, if I had a gem I could go do a secret passage. I don't think I have enough steps to run all the way back to discover the outdoors. I could go through the garage, that would actually probably be enough. I mean, I have no choice but to do the furnace. Not that, like, it matters right now. Coin. Okay, so let's solve this puzzle. So is it thick that it wants me to type? And here we're looking for a 7-letter word. And here we're looking for... a 6-letter word. That feels right. So let's go for this one. It is an 8-letter word. So I'm going to guess... No, avarice is too short. Gluttony? Gluttony? Yeah, I mean, gluttony could work. Gluttony does not work because there is no L in this spot. Infinity? There was no N. I mean, it is the 7 deadly sins, and we do see all 7 of them, so it's not like what sin is missing. So what else is it? Are there any clues anywhere? Okay, but this one, and a 7-letter word. I mean, perspective is what I initially feel, but that is way too long. A word. This one's short, 6 letters. There's a P, and there are parts. I mean, everything here is red. So red, the Red Prince. So is Prince a word I can write? No, there is no N. How close would it have been? I mean, this feels too close. Is this H an N? I mean, surely that can't be an N, but this feels way too coincidental that you can out of all the letters in all the places that these were the right, like that all of these existed. Hmm. Oh, I'm naming them. But there has to be a correct solution. Okay, so infinity and the 7 deadly sins. A shark. What is the shark doing? And then you have the rug as well, being very peculiar, and you have a door. Suffering is too long. I'm going to guess that these glasses lower. Gonna figure it out. Huh. Is there a way to know when you are right? No, there doesn't appear to be like, oh, now it's a different color. Have I any clues related to Christopher Manson? I don't think I do. Like some letters be upside, like does it mean anything that the stop signs are upside down and the other one is more silly? I don't know. I feel like these are supposed to be symmetrical. That's one that is mirrored. But I don't know what the point of the P is. Oh no, that's just stop, but it's mirrored. It would also be weird if like that's big L, big O, and then small b, and a 2 when... I don't even know what that would mean for the painting. Was there an M? I probably should write down all of the possible letters, but I feel like that's too brute force. I was thinking because it is mirrored, maybe mirror is the name of this. This one I just assumed it's thick because it worked. So I'm gonna keep presuming that. A palindrome. I mean, there's only 6 letters. So if this was a palindrome, that would be... I mean, what would it be a palindrome of? Okay, but if I remove the P, that feels rather arbitrary to just call it OTS. Or would it be OTSTO? That's a... I don't know why the painting would be called that. Like, I can see where you're coming from, but it feels like if that is the solution, that is a very not satisfying solution. And what I can't escape is how a lot of these things are red. Like, typically this sort of fire hydrant is depicted as being red. Apples can be red, stop signs are red, roses are red. These cards are typically depicted as being red as well. And then you have the P. Like, why, out of all the objects you could gather together, why is everything there red, but then you have a sky is blue, and then you just have this big letter P? Like, is it something dumb, like P right? Does this even have P? No, this one doesn't have P, so it can't be purple. Let's get back to that. This also just feels... I have to be missing some clue for these, because it feels like guessing what these artworks are supposed to be. I mean, I guess I could deduce it by looking at all the available letters for each slot and then just brute forcing it, or just trying to look for what words could potentially exist. It feels like there has to be a better solution. But, on the other hand, this is marked as a puzzle. So far, the parlor, that is a puzzle. It's a logic puzzle. There was a mathematics puzzle in the billiard room. So it could be, potentially, the only reason I was able to solve the billiard room was because I knew, because of a piece of paper, that it was going to be a mathematics puzzle. And the parlor, the only reason I knew it was... I mean, I would have been able to deduce quickly that that the parlor was a logic puzzle because of what the boxes said. But the letters said that as well. For the gallery, I have not seen a letter that would correspond to this particular puzzle. Because the one for the billiard room wasn't in the billiard room. I don't remember where it was, but it was somewhere else. Right? Pretty sure billiard room did not actually have the oh, I like mathematics. Yeah, because I remember talking, oh, I really want a billiard room. So that one was found somewhere else. Be it wherever it was. That is actually not relevant. So the gallery could also be like that. So it could be that I am missing... But what is it I would be missing? How long would it have taken me for me to figure out that the dart puzzle was actually going to be maths related? Probably a while. I would have probably immediately started thinking about an actual darts table and trying to look up how darts actually work with scoring. But I don't think, I mean, given how few options you had, I would probably been able to get to the fact that it's mathematics pretty quickly. So it feels like this should be easy. Or, I mean, it should be deducible that what sort of puzzle this is. Which makes me think... Is there anything else in the room or nearby? In this room, no, it is fairly plain and clean. I mean, you have all of these, but they don't really help because they all say the same thing. That is Christopher Manson. So I could be missing like a news clipping of Manson. And as for nearby, because the clues are located in the rooms, nearby doesn't actually really matter. Like once again with the billiard room, I don't remember where I saw the letter. But it was somewhere around here, I believe, that I found the letter about the billiard room. I think I was on the left side. So it could have been like, not in the Great Hall, not in the pantry, maybe in the West Wing Hall. So like, that just happened to randomly be in one of them, mentioning a room that was not... I've never actually gotten before. And the letters are such a good mix as well, so it's very difficult to actually figure out what it could be through brute force or trying to be like, oh, this is probably... Oh yeah, this is definitely the 7 deadly sins. Hubris is usually called pride. I don't know why they changed that, but it is pride. I mean, I guess some do actually call it hubris. So we have the 7 deadly sins, we have an infinity, we have nails, and we just have this random rug of a turtle monkey. We have a random door and a shark. I have no clue what word it is trying to tell me. Because it is not infinity. Sin... And sinning is too short as well. Suffering is too long. And then we have this. Bunch of eyeballs, actual objective, very incorrectly spelled. And then just a bottle that says Genu. Like, I have no clue what 7-letter word I am supposed to get out of this. I mean, I don't know if it starts with essay. That is, like, that's just something I randomly did to just scroll through the letters. So there's no... I don't know what it actually is supposed to be. And because when I change these, this changes, I know they are related. So I think... Could it be that... Okay, so I'm trying to think if this is a puzzle that is me trying to find a word. That is not the case. Because none of these words are 7 letters. Is it a message? Nah, I mean, it would have been a lot easier if I actually knew 2 letters. So is it that a puzzle is that I'm trying to get something? Like, get a word that explains it. That almost feels like that is a no as well. I mean, I feel like that is a puzzle that requires literacy, and it's very difficult to gauge literacy. The other one, like the dot puzzle, was very basic mathematics. The logic puzzle was very basic logic. So what could it be? Like, this one might not be thick. So what could the puzzle be? What is it I am supposed to put into words? And because this is 8 letters as well, it makes it very difficult, because otherwise, oh, maybe it is related to the order of the 7 deadly sins. If it was just 7 characters, but it's not. And the actual objective. I think I am going to have to actually look for the other puzzle pieces. Or not the other puzzle pieces. I'll have to look for the letter, the note that talks about the gallery. I don't believe I have that right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to escape through the garage, because that's the fewest amount of steps I can take. It's a lot of steps, but it is the fewest. And maybe I will be able to rediscover the note that I was talking about, the billiard room. Do I have any new items? No, I don't have any new items. I have not found the office, but I do know how to use the office once I have it. Now, where am I going? I'm going down... Yeah, just straight forward. Probably was in that room. No, that's the parlor. So this is the garage, which is the most efficient way for me to get outdoors. So with the steps remaining, I am going to do something I hope I will not regret. Right, I could make a wish the first day. I don't know what it does. Because it didn't seem to do anything. So yeah, here we have a closed door. I remember running out of steps here randomly. But it didn't happen this time. We have another closed door. I mean, there's a lot of closeness, like stuff that's closed. That's where I am tenting and hanging out and sleep. I mean, the only number combination I have right now is the one for the safe. Like 9083. But yeah, why would that work? I don't know why. I do have a few numbers coming from like the dad's letter, but I don't know why they would open the orchid or orchard. A thing I could do, actually, because I do really want to postpone going to the very dark tunnel. What I could do is go to the breaker room, because that is at the beginning, and actually try to figure out the point of the fuse boxes. Or the fuse box lights that I have. Oh yeah, it's literally just here. Okay, so press any button to activate the blue. Okay. There's any blue indicator next to a red indicator to activate purple. Interesting. 5 purples are needed to activate this 6th. So this is a small puzzle as well, trying to get all of them to be purple. Oh, they do interact with each other weirdly. Let's do... Ooh. This does actually not work the way I thought it would work. Because well, I was thinking, hey, boom. I want this to be red. Boom. Boom. Okay. Now I have 6 purple. What does that do? I don't know what VAC stands for. That's the... yeah, purple can be nice. But yeah, I don't know what VAC stands for. Which does make it more difficult to know that what... It just makes it more difficult for me to know what I've actually done right now. Get another boarded up. Yes, there is, and I did take a look at it. That's how I knew how the things would work. I did activate them all to purple, which is kind of like what it insinuated. Because at first it said, or at first it was just all green, then it was just black, black, blue, red, black, black, but I think that was just to show how to get purple. And then just 5 purple indicators are needed for the 6th. Which makes me think that purple is the ultimate goal. But I don't know what that does. Maybe I should allow myself to actually Google what VAC stands for. Because that feels an acronym I don't know because I don't speak English. No. So what does VAC stands for? Valve Anti-Cheat. I don't believe that is what it... VAC power is just AC power, which is a type of electricity that flows in most of the world. Okay, so apparently VAC is just I've turned on electricity somewhere? Question mark? And now comes the scary part. I really hate this. Well, luckily... there was not a lot for me to do in there. Alright, I've gathered some new information. I know some things I need to do, like I need to get to the office and I need to get... I need to get to the office and I also need to get to the mailroom relatively quickly because I have clues related to them. Don't really have anything else to say, so I think it is fine for me to call it a day. And with that, I am going to, just like how I did on Tuesday, Red Jigsaw House of the Dead. Yeah, I don't know if this actually means anything. I also don't know House of the Dead. Why is it that? But yeah, I think I'm gonna call it for the stream. It's been a day. It's been roughly how long I used to stream. So with that, thank you for showing up, Poster. It is always a pleasure having you. So with that said, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your morning, day, evening, or whatever time it is for you. And I will see you in the next stream. So until then, take care.